If somebody has the book, you can lead the chant because I don't seem to have the book with me here. I need to see if I can get it. Does somebody have the book with you? Guru Stotram. Yeah, I got it. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं त्रैलोक्यं स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्य शाश्वत शान्तः व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्म बंध विदाहिने आत्मज्ञान प्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोः पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथः मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतं गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। आरोग्यं ददातु मे दिनकरः चन्द्रो यशो निर्मलं भूतिं भूमिसुतसुधांशुतनय प्रज्ञां गुरुगौरवम् काव्यकोमलवाग्विलासमतुलं वन्दोमुदं सर्वदा राहु बाहुबलं विरोधशमनं केतुः कुलस्योन्नतिम्. This is a prayer to the Navagraha. Arogyam dadatu me dinakaraha. May sun bless me with good health. Chandro yasho nirmalam. May moon, who is in charge of my mind, take charge of my thinking, make me think on right lines and give me reputation, good reputation. Sure. Bhutim Bhumisudha. Bhumisudha is checked by Mars and he is in charge of property. We own a lot of property. And Bhutim Bhumisudha Sudhamshu Tanaya. So that is Mercury should give you Bhutim Bhumisudha Sudhamshu Tanaya Pragya. Mercury gives you a good memory. Then that Guru gives you Gaurava, Guru gives you dignity. Kavya Komala Vag Vilasam. Kavya is Shukran. Shukran gives you good speaking powers. Mando Mudam Sarvada. Manda is Shanishwara. Shanishwara gives you discretion, caution. And it says think and move. Rahu Bahulam. Rahu gives you physical strength. Ketu blesses your progeny. Ketu blesses you. chant Kataksha Kirana Chant Namanda Anantananda Krishnaya Mangala Murtai Mahamasmi Satabhami Kadachana Mapriyaha Brahmaivaha Matasiddham Sachidananda Lakshman Lakshman Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Puranam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ampatvam Sambadhami Bhagavad-gite Bhavadveshini Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindaayatapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipah Prapanna Parijataya Pravetraikapani Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mutaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishadho Bhavaha Srodha Gopalanandana Partho Vatsasudhir Bhokta Buddham Gita Mritam Mahate Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Tata Jayadratha Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Bhali Karnena Vela Kula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Bhaktiri Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rannadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha Marasharya Vachasaroja Mamalam Gita Pagandot Chanaka Kesaram Harikata Bodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shakpatairaharaha Deviyamanam Muda Yad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Radvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vacharam Kandum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varmendra Rutra Marutaha Sambhanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangapada Panishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Jnanavastita Tatgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Svajana Devaya Tasmai Namah. We are chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. We have been studying for about 3 months in March. We started studying in October. About 6 months of study. We have studied for about 5 months. We should do something like a mid-course review. We have to check for ourselves. We don't have to prove a point to anybody. We don't have to stand before anybody, not even before Ishvara. You don't have to prove a point to anybody. You don't have to say, I know this much. This is the certificate I have. You don't need this. But you need to check for yourself whether the purpose of study of Bhagavad Gita is clear to you. That's point number 1. Point number 2. If the purpose is clear, are you making the efforts to go towards your destination? You know you have to go to one particular place. Are you moving towards a place? You can have stops in between. But are you taking too long time in the stop, in that spots? Some kind of diversion is always possible. But is it giving you an excuse not to study? It's stated that if you are born a human being and if you do not get Atma Jnana, if you do not know yourself, it is Mahati Nasa, meaning the loss is immeasurable. I'm not saying all this just to sell Bhagavad Gita classes. don't think just because people have to attend these classes, people are marketing. We are not marketing. We don't have to market it. Bhagavad Gita doesn't have to market itself. If you have missed out on Atma Vidya as a human being, it's a mahati, big, huge loss. You have to keep that in mind. Keeping that in mind, we have to understand why do we have to study? Why should I study? In fact, I was teaching somebody a few days ago. So after we finished the lecture and then meeting over, he called me on my private number. He says, "Sir, can you tell me what is the practical use of studying others?" So it is like reading the whole of Mahabharata and asking, "Sir, I understood every sir, but I don't know who is Ram, who is Sita, who is Ram." Sir, what is the practical use of studying all this? That means neither the destination is clear, neither the purpose is clear. Why you are studying? What is the purpose of the study is not clear. I told him, let's do something. Let us stop study Vedanta. I will teach you other things like effective storytelling, job skills, communications. You learn something else. Why waste your time learning all this? Well, you don't know what is the why you are asking me a question, what is the practical? That means we have not understood the very purpose of study of. So that the last week's experience made me a little vague. I thought, should we re-examine what we are studying? All of us are putting, we are reading, and everything is fine. But do we understand why do we study? Have we tried to make a small change in ourselves so that we are moving towards a destination? These are questions. And our organizers are making available these talks to you on tapes, on recorded version. Some people say, "Sir, I will listen to recording." I know nobody has listened to any recording. 1 hour, 10 minutes, who will listen? Well, you will be busy subscribing and seeing movies and YouTube movies, all those 10, 15 minutes, all those Jigana Valley. That's what you'll be interested in. People really, because you have to listen. The recorded version is for you to recall what you have studied. So that's why I'm doing a mid-course review. What is the purpose of studying? Please understand. Very, very clear. Unless you get this clear, you may as well do something else. Let's be very clear. I am a speck. This whole cosmic creation. I am a huge cosmic creation. It's a speck. What is it? I don't know whether I can call myself a speck. This huge cosmic whole. There are millions and billions of constellations. Of them, there are millions and millions and millions of galaxies. There's one small galaxy which people called Milky Way. In the Milky Way, there are billions of systems. One system is solar systems. Our sun, not SON, SON. Solar system. In the solar system, there is so many planets are there. They are so big in size, comparatively Earth. So if you see the cosmic size and the Earth size, you have to even microscope won't do. In that Earth, look, you come to India. 2/3 water, 1/3 land. You come to India. In India, look, you come to Chennai. Chennai, narrow, you come to Abhiram. Narrow, you come to a flat in which you are sitting and studying. Similarly, narrow, go down. Then in that place, look at yourself. Are you a speck? Not even a speck. Blow away. And you see the whole world. Not just the world, whole cosmic, full of people, full of events, full of climate. This morning, this morning, in the locality where I'm staying, there are houses in which all members have been tested positive. It is spreading like fire. Somebody had a COVID second shot that evening, the person fell ill, and after 7 days now they have not got up from their bed. What do you feel inside? Fear. It's fear inside all of us. And this fear is now because of this some illness or some ailment that is going on, some pandemic. Let's say all this goes away by July. Is your fear gone? This set of fear will be replaced by another fear. I'm sad about so many things. It goes for 2 days. Will replace by another set. Sadness, anxiety, nervousness, regret. This is the lot of this small I. Looking at the world. Okay. There are people. I know some people. Some friends, good friends of mine, good family friends, very good family friends. They know me for 20 years now. So this family friend called me. She said, sir, both my son and my daughter-in-law have lost faith in God. They have stopped doing puja at home. When I ask them why, they say, I went through so much trauma in my life and God has not helped me. Therefore, I don't want to do puja to God. इसको हिंदी में कहते हैं भटके हुए राही. This is a road. भटका हुआ राही in Hindi means one who does not know where to go, how to go. But he is on the road. There is no choice. You are on the road. हम सब भटके हुए राही हैं. भटके हुए राही. We all lost our way. We don't know where to go. Okay. So this small I is not happy with being small. Everything is small. So he says the way out of this smallness is I'm physically small, I'm financially small, I'm emotionally small, I'm intellectually small. So because I'm small in so many things, let me start collecting things. Collect. What do I collect? For myself, labels. Label, qualification, influence, not things. Then dresses, gym, all these things. Where I become a better looking package. Because physically I'm not acceptable to myself. I wish I were smarter. I wish I were few inches taller. There are so many people in the whole world who are not happy with the shape of their noses. By just readjusting the shape, people have become a doctor. One profession has become multimillionaires. And this person, even after adjustment, is not satisfied with the shape of the nose. So they go to another professional who fights with this professional in a court of law. This professional has also become multimillionaire. Just because of the shape of my nose. Just because of my complexion. I'm dark. So an organization decided that unless you become fair, you cannot get married. They made millions of dollars. Before I realized that when a dark or fair, nothing happens. Only he becomes richer. And a man realized, my sister is trying to become fairer. Why not I also become fair? So they invented a brand for it to make him look fair. Self non-acceptance. Then you are not acceptable to yourself. Okay. This side is you. If you are not acceptable to yourself, whatever changes you do, this side cannot make this fellow better. If self is not acceptable, all the changes in the world will not make you a better person, will not make you acceptable to yourself. So somebody came and said, no, we are all a poor country, that's why it's a problem. Let's all become a rich country. Do you mean say rich country has no problems? Rich country has more problems you have, because the competition is always that fellow has $1 more. That fellow has got half a room more. He has got a car which is 6 inches longer than mine. He is taller, fairer, bigger, everything fine. I am the richest man on earth. But by the time I am almost waiting to die, my hands are not working, I can't see. I am afraid next generation I don't have, somebody will take away my money. What kind of life? The biggest man on earth has some problem which makes him small. The richest man on the world is poor. You only have to ask him for a donation, you will know how poor he is. This is the human problem, not acceptable to myself. And to make myself acceptable to myself, I am doing all kinds of permutations, combinations, possibility, change on this side. There is a beautiful statement I have told it so many times in our class. जिंदगी भर आईना साफ करते रह गए, धूल तो मेरी चेहरे पर थी. My face was dirty and I was cleaning the glasses. I want to make a change in the whole world so that I am happier. I have to understand that if I am not acceptable to myself, no amount of changes that side will make me a happy person. No amount of changes. This has to be a well ascertained fact. All of us know it very well. All of us know it very well. All of us. Not just here, hereafter also. Everything is fine. Your children have done well. Your children have done excellently well. Today is the graduation ceremony of your child in the US. You can't travel because of one COVID. So what do? I will squeeze on Zoom, and just when you are switching on Zoom, power failure, network failure. And what's your conclusion? How unfortunate I am not able to see my son's graduation ceremony. Look at our conclusions. Pain comes. It will come. Pain will always be there. Situations provide pain. Some pain can be cured. Some others have to be endured. There is no problem about this at all. Whether it is you or even the biggest, most powerful man on earth, this is the lot. Where is the problem? The problem comes because the pain, okay, this is the external pain. There is one more pain which comes, which we have seen in our earlier classes. It comes under two categories. One pain is called hurt, the other pain is called guilt. Hurt is errors of omissions and commissions on that side. Guilt is errors of omissions and commissions on my side. Hurt and guilt, twins, they are centered on me. Okay? And being a big problem, I am sorrowful person. So unless we understand this fundamental problem, so somebody asked me, sir, what is the practical use of studying this subject? What is the practical use? You will be able to handle yourself, the sorrowful fellow. So I said, now I am handling, sir. How are you handling? I have subscribed to Amazon, I have subscribed to Z, Netflix. Then one IPL is there, which takes away a lot of your time. Then you are also playing those matches. Play all those matches. Diversions. Diversions. You are not handling your sorrow. You are temporarily forgetting your sorrow. Sorrow remains with you all the time. What is our goal in life? What's our purpose in life? Not sorrow nivaranam. Not because I say, no, remove the, I'm not talking about removing the sorrow. Removing the sorrow, I can give you practical technique, lot of practical techniques. I can tell you, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, sit there, close your eyes. See light here, see light here. You'll keep seeing light and you'll feel sorrowful 1 hour later. Light. Every other self fellow is able to see light. I am not able to see light. But you have to do this. I'm not saying I'm not against any of them, but that does not solve the fundamental problem of I am a sorrowful person. When the moment of reckoning strikes you in our life, it can happen. Some people get it young, some people get it later in life. And the moment of reckoning hits you that I am a sorrowful person, and no amount of permutation, combination, that side is going to make me feel better. Oh, yeah. They can make you feel better for some time. And like all feelings, that will also evaporate. Because when some other feeling comes that you are not better anymore, or I have got a better technique, that feeling will evaporate. So what is the practical use of study of this subject? It solves your practical problem of imposing sorrow on yourself, sadness on yourself. The subject Gita is going to hold up a mirror in front of you and is going to tell you there is no cause for sorrow. Because you have identified yourself with all the wrong things which produce sorrow. The moment you identify with the real thing, other things will be no problem at all. Follow? You have identified yourself with the wrong thing. There is a very beautiful Tamil 2-line quote which my wife read out to me yesterday. She read a very beautiful quote yesterday. A father and a son are going to a temple. There is a big there is an elephant there. The son is terrified. Tusk and all. He says, Papa, don't go near, Papa. The elephant will knock you down, Papa. Father says, Sonny, come. No, Papa, no. Come along, Sonny. Come closer. Ah, this is a wooden elephant. மரத்தில் மறைந்தது மாமத யானை. மரத்தை மறைத்தது மாமத யானை. So there are two orders of reality there. There is wood, there is elephant. When you saw the elephant, the wood was not visible to you at all. And the form of the elephant scared the daylights out of that young boy. The father, a wise rishi, said, nothing to be afraid of, Sonny. Come, touch. Nothing will happen to you. So in the vision of the truth, the terrifying elephant disappeared. All of us dream. All of us dream. In the dream, there are pleasant, there is unpleasant. So many things are happening. I had a very funny dream a few days ago. I am going by train someplace. These days, travelers, we have now stopped going by train. So train doesn't come anymore. I go by plane. Okay. But somehow the train journey is attached to the plane. The plane has stopped somewhere. They say you get down from this flight, you have to go to another flight. And this is not one of those Indian airports. It's one of those international airports where there are so many terminals, each terminal has so many gates. If you miss this gate to go to the next gate, you have to take a flight. Some of my friends who have traveled abroad. So I got down from the flight. Instead of going to gate number G12, I went to G2. Between G2 and G12, the distance is 7 kilometers. And by the time I realized it, I'm on the wrong gate and I tried to get onto the right gate, the plane has left me. My luggage gone. I don't know where my luggage is. Everything gone. Only my coat, in the coat I check and see even my passport. Yeah, your passport luckily is there. Some money is there. So suddenly I wake up. Dream problem. Dismissed. The dream, very sorrowful fellow. When you wake up, it disappears. In the same way, this whole creation, the cosmic whole, intimidates me, limits me, makes me feel small. I am in a state where everything is so huge. Everything is big. Everything intimidates me. I'm intimidated and small. I'm a suffering fellow. A mirror is pointed in front of you. It says, hello, wake up from your dream. In the dream, all this is real. When you wake up from the dream, you will see that this is as unreal as your dream. Now, don't expect to wake up elsewhere. You are not going to wake up elsewhere. The waking up is cognitive. So, a lot of people who go on this trip, sir, this is another dream. This is another dream. From this dream, I am going to wake up to another reality. It is never going to happen like that. So, don't fool yourself. Nothing like that is going to happen. We are not going to have one more experience. You have to wake up. A paradigm shift. There are 5 levels of happiness. Okay. The first is called P, pleasure. Pleasure-oriented happiness. The pleasure-oriented happiness will be with you for some time and will exhaust itself. The pleasure-oriented, sense-oriented happiness will also bring with you addiction, dissatisfaction. Because it's addictive, you will want more. Because it is dissatisfying, you will say, last time was better, this will be better. This is called pleasure-oriented sensory happiness. Still happiness. There was a young boy called Nachiketa. Yamaraja told him, I will give you so much of pleasures that is not possible for a human being to have in his lifetime. Young boy of 8 years says, Yamaraj, someday it will end, no? And when it ends, all my vital energies would have been exhausted. We have a nice term for that, lifestyle illness. What is lifestyle illness? Obesity, blood pressure, diabetes, knee joint pain, elbow joint, frozen shoulder. All this happens because of it. Now people are having frozen thumbs. What lifestyle illness? I can give you the latest and costliest of mobile phone. You know, looking like this, you become squint-eyed at the end of next 10 years. Jarayanti Tejaha, it takes away your vitality. P, pleasure-oriented happiness. Next. Engagement-oriented happiness. Engagement is you get into activity. Get into activity. Earn a lot of money. Earn money like mad. There was a person I talked to. Long time ago. That time I was also trying to make some money. She was also trying to. I was talking about Gita and all these things. She said, there's something wrong with you. I said, why something wrong? Because instead of using your faculties to make money, you're doing all this free of charge and things like that. She said, let me become your marketing agent. Let me sell Gita for you. She says, my high comes from making money. I don't know where she is. I would like to ask how much money you made and what high is. I hope I meet sometime. You don't know. So that is activity. Constantly. I have 24 hours in a day. 8 hours goes away in sleep or attempting to sleep. Remaining 16 hours, 4 hours go away in all your chores. Chores is making up and, meeting and all that. So 12 hours of your life per day, that means 50% of your life is anyway gone. Remaining 50% of your life, what will you do? Earn for what? Nobody is talking against earning. If you understand, earning is for what purpose? There's a very beautiful statement. No, it doesn't matter what you earn. But it does matter how you earn. How much you earn is not the purpose. How you earn it is the purpose. Because if you can decide how you earn, then the happiness that comes out of engagement, it's a nice little, there's a nice, beautiful, unwavering flame. If how you earn is not your concern, then the flame will be shaky because you're afraid who is going to raid you for what. So P, next is E. The third level is called R. R is called relationship oriented happiness. Your contacts, your influences. So E and R always go together. Relationship oriented happiness. They give you. What happiness this relationship oriented thing gives you? Okay, let's look at each P, E, and M. Your pleasures divert you from the feeling I am a sorrowful fellow. E, engaging, helps you escape from the feeling I am sorrowful. Relationships gets you a reaffirmation from outside. No, you are a good fellow. I am so sorrowful, other fellow has to say, no, you are a good fellow. So this is the P, a lot of the PER. So after you have decided that PR doesn't take you anywhere, that person becomes a, what do you call it, slightly an inquiring person. Hey, what is it that I'm doing in life? So that person becomes a mumukshu. Person who is inquiring, wants to be free from all this problem. And he looks for meaning in activity. He looks for meaning. So the initial meaning is, let me do service, let me do this seva, let me do that seva, let me share the joy, let me share the pain of others, let me share my joy with others. Meaning in life. And then you do things for the society. A society which collectively looks for meaning in life becomes heaven on earth. We don't need to start a welfare society. The government cannot dictate how to be a welfare society. It has to grow from bottom to the top, not from top to the bottom. The Raja will not decide you have to be, I will be a society like that. The society, Raja will say, oh, I find people are culturally a person who contributes, looking for meaning in life. Let the government be looking for meaning in life. Indian culture was like that. That's why India never had the concept of single nation as a geographical boundary. Our village was enough. Our home was enough. Everybody looked for meaning in life. It was a unique, godless culture. We never looked for God. We looked for meaning. P-E-R-M. M has taken to a higher level. From M, you have a orbit leap. You go to orbit leap. You understand. Even meaning for what you are doing has a limited meaning. You actually want to go beyond. Using the word beyond is not right. P-E-R-M. Because P-E-R-M is still looking outside. Whereas even after doing all this person, P-E-R, you are definitely small. In M, you have become slightly bigger. Still not good enough. Therefore, the whole vision changes. Pramana, a means of knowledge, comes and tells you, holds a mirror in front of you. It says, hey, P-E-R, all okay. P-E-R-M, all okay. But please understand that the whole world that you are seeing, the whole universe that you are seeing, is an object of your vision. It is an object of your knowledge. So that is an object. You are the knower. Okay, some people, if they have fallen asleep, I'd say knower. Then you wake up. You are the knower. Subject, everything else is the object. Beautiful. Yes, sir. So easy, sir. But why do I feel sad, sir? Okay, that's because the subject is always a first person experience. I am first person singular. I can place it only on here. I can't place it and say I. A lot of people say this is I. It's iPhone, but cannot be I. This first person singular has to be placed here. If that I is placed on your body, I am small. I am mortal. I am subject to disease. I am subject to other kinds of changes, modifications. One small, people who had a beautiful nose job. What if your jaw got broken? Your nose will remain jaw gone. It takes only a small, what do you call, 1 microsecond power failure to permanently change the shape of your face. That's all it takes. If your eye is placed on this, sorrow continues. Vision. Mirror comes and tells you, is your body an object of your knowledge? I know. Who are you? Subject. Good. Now you are seeing. You are waking up slowly. But still you are sleeping. You have to keep shaking. Okay, sir. But our body, I understand. I don't think of my body all the time. But you know some things that I have mood swings. It's okay if you have mood swing. The problem is your mood, you will make others' mood also swing. That's the biggest problem. One unfortunate fellow will fall in love with you also. Or fellow or fellow will fall in love with you. And then you, along with your mood, their mood also goes for the roller coaster. Today I am not in mood. What does it tell you? Emotions are object of your knowledge. You are the subject. Emotions are objects. You are the subject. Knower, object. Fine. Clear. I am a wise person, but I am not wise most of the time. I am also unwise. So do you understand that you are wise sometimes, you are unwise sometimes? You are the knower, of your wisdom and lack of wisdom. So if intelligence and non-intelligence happens in a faculty here called buddhi, you know your buddhi. Going back, you suddenly change your language. Your language says, I am not the body, but I have a body. I have a body. In our Indian languages, we have it. तबीयत ठीक नहीं है. I am okay, body is not okay. My eyes are having problems today. Eye is object of my knowledge. Body is an object of knowledge. Eyes, body, everything is an object of knowledge. Because it's an object of knowledge, I can study the whole thing and arrive at the pattern which makes this work. I am the knower subject who operates body, sense organs, mind, buddhi to interact in this cosmic whole. I, the knower, functions through the body. The body plays innumerable roles. The body has P. The body's roles are P, E, R, M. I, the knower, am A, awareness. I am awareness. I am aware of the P's problem. I am aware of the E's problem. I am aware of the R problem. I am aware of the struggle to become the M. I am the awareness. I am aware of all the engagements of the roles and all engagements in the relationships of the role. I am aware of that struggle of the role. I am the role player. Is that a paradigm shift? Now you understand what is the practical use of studying all this. It solves the problem of sorrow that comes from your so-called practical life. So that's why there is a so-called practical. The Bhagavad Gita somewhere down the line will say, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana. Practical outlook in life alone will help you. What is the practical outlook in life? See the reality. What you have assumed as reality is not the reality. The person who says that I am sorrowful is just a reflection, chaya, a shadow. It's just a shadow, just a reflection. The reflection says, I am sad, I am sad, I am sad. It's sad because it's a reflection, it's not real. The moment you inquire, the reflection disappears. Forget the reflection. Look at yourself. Learn to look at yourself. The problem is, none of us have ever been told on this. We have been occasionally had some sporadic information. Some Westerner will write about it. And it's ha 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 ha. An Indian would have written for hundreds of years. We will never bother. Or somebody with a Western name will write. Without separate. You get impressed because it talks about you in a language you understand. For a very long time, you have to take special effort to learn. Thanks to Mahatmas like Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, who have brought it down to English and made it available for all of us. So what is the practical use of study of all this? It will first remove your ignorance. The ignorance which has made you identify yourself with all the wrong things. Having identified yourself with the wrong things, you have invested heart, effort, time in nursing all these false things. So once ignorance goes, what will happen? All this investment will go. And what is the sorrow? Sorrow is the return on investment. Automatically it will go. When your investment is gone, who will give you return? So directly it removes ignorance of yourself. And once ignorance of yourself is gone, it roots out sorrow. You understand that? It completely roots out. So from the root, sorrow is thrown out. Can you imagine anybody coming and telling you this? And if this is not practical, what's practical in life? It roots out sorrow. Yeah. Please understand. Practical. You function, awareness can function only through the body. So an element of association with the body will always be there. Okay? Let's take a small example. So many ladies are here. You go to a jewelry shop to buy some jewelry for yourself. What are you looking at? Bangles, earrings, no stars. These days nobody is wearing Odiyanam and crown and things like that. Necklaces, long chain, short chain. Then previously they used to put, now they want to look here also. All those things. You are looking at various forms. But what are you valuing? Your valuing is gold. Your attention is on gold all the time, but you transact with forms. When you transact with forms, just because it's a golden bangle, you will not wear it on your nose. That has to be of a different shape and size. The bangle but then somebody will say this bangle is bed number 10 Madras 10. There's a nice place for it. So when you are dealing in forms, you have to be practical to that reality. But here it is always the goal that you are valuing. Bring it to your life. Your body, you have to function through. I will not call it body. I will always call it a BM complex, body-mind complex. What is the body-mind complex? Sthulam, physical, hardware, Sukshmam, software, and reflection of the consciousness. These three together become BMC. Body, mind, C ke mele or chinna R potanu. BMRC. Okay. These three together is called image. This image has to live in this cosmos, transact in this world, play roles, and be among objects, emotions, relationships, and thoughts. You have to be here. There is no escape. And when you are here, you will have all kinds of experience. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada agama kaino nityaha tan stitikshasva bharata. When you are handling all this, you will have pairs of opposites buffeting you, hitting you. Tan stitikshasva bharata. It will be like this only. Some has to be cured, some has to be endured. You can write good poetry also. How to endure this, how to endure that. Poetry. So many ways to endure. That's how you have to live. But what happens? You have detached. You have detached yourself in knowledge from the problems of the role. When you have detached yourself from the problem of the role, you play the role that much more effectively. A lot of people say, I've detached myself the problem of the role. That means I'm indifferent. No way, you are not indifferent. You are not. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. Detachment doesn't mean neglect. Detachment is a certain growing up here. All growth happens here. I love this expression. All growth happens only here. Otherwise, even buffaloes grow. All growth happens here. You grow up here. Detachment doesn't mean I abandon, I'm indifferent. If I have to take care of my child, I take care of my child. I'm indifferent. That is not, that fellow is callous. Problem is neither understood Vedanta nor understood practical. I play my role effectively. I enjoy the ups and downs and problems of the roles and play it effectively. There is no running away. I am ready to face the challenges. That's why Bhagavad Gita is given in a battlefield. I am ready to face the challenges. I'm clear here. Challenges will be there. Challenges will bring pain. It will also bring pleasure. But to become a sorrowful person is my making. I will not allow that to happen. That's the change. There will be pain. In that pain, the role will have an element of sadness. Some sadness will remain for a long time. But I will not let that sadness become and say, I am dukkhi. I will be objective to the dukkha and handle it accordingly. Handle it appropriately. I will not let that dukkham come and impose it on myself and say, aham dukkhi. That is the practical. The roles will have problem. Roles will have anger, despair, sorrow, disappointments, jealousy. All that belongs to the role. My understanding is all that belong to the role. They belong to the cosmic whole. And there is an order behind it. Because unless there is an order, I can't read, I can't study it. There are people who said, there is a conscious layer, there is a subconscious layer, there is a conscious layer, there is a subconscious layer, there is an unconscious layer. You could study is because there is a pattern. If there is no pattern, what study you will make? And behind the pattern, it's an intelligent pattern. It's an intelligent pattern. Because it's an intelligent pattern, I'm able to read that pattern. I'm able to study that pattern. And everything is meaningfully made. There is a cosmic total intelligence. That cosmic total intelligence has to rest on a conscious being. I call that conscious being Ishvara. That conscious being expresses itself in various phenomena. That phenomena I represent as a deity, Vigraham. Rama is one such deity. I represent the cosmic whole and the importance of following order in a deity called Rama. A phenomenon expressed in Rama. And I don't have any problem. I don't have to prove that Rama was a historical person. Did he walk to Sri Lanka? Did he fly to Sri Lanka? He came in a Pushpa Vimana, which had only 2 seats. Then all the Vanaras got into it. So he's expanded and accommodated everybody. If I had such a vehicle, nothing like it. Wonderful. I don't waste time, in investing. That's a joke. I think for the sake of politics and belittling one community, one fellow will keep doing all this. And you do, great philosopher. Just bunch of jokers and clowns who give them significance. A joker has to be treated as a joker. Let him say, let him have his entertainment. And you have a debate. At the end of the debate, somebody will say, then what the hell are you neduvar for? I represent the cosmic whole. in a phenomena. That phenomena I represent as a deity, Rama. Rama stands for dharma. Come what may. This is how I will conduct myself. When I conduct myself in dharma, I am setting myself a tough challenge. There are chances that I will bear more pain than the fellow who will compromise on dharma. When I stand like Rama, Ramanavami was just 2 days ago. Hey, luckily this thing came up. Ramanavami was 2 days. I stand like this. Bharatanatyam pose. This is how I stand for Rama. I stand straight. Otherwise, I lose height. Remember that. I stand straight. On what? I have clarity of vision. Where I am headed. I have a deep sense of right and wrong. Deep, well assimilated sense of right and wrong. And I will not compromise on what is true, Rama. The moment you say Rama, these things will flow out of you. And this order of the cosmic whole, I represent in a deity, in a phenomenon. That's this phenomenon I represent in a deity and call it Rama. And if you want to allow, if you really care for me as a fellow countryman, as a fellow human being, you should contribute and help me make the temple. I am not representing a historical Purusha there. I am representing a phenomenon that will stand straight. It's got a deep sense of right or wrong, which is uncompromising when it comes to truth. And if a nation can stand on this, where will we be? Idu purinoppa Hindus first. If you have not understood that as a Hindu, no point in calling yourself Hindus. No point in wasting time studying Bhagavad. This is the beauty. This is Vedas. This should be Kaname, it should go in this should be your DNA. I don't look for practical use of study of Vedanta. I don't need any practical use. Not practical use. Yeah, if you are selling books, maybe you can save me some money from it. Practical use of study of Vedanta, how can I apply practically? I'm talking about removing your sorrow. You are saying, how can I practically apply? Like you are talking about some cough syrup or something like cough syrup or COVID shield. I'm not talking about all this. I'm talking about a totally different paradigm altogether. This is the vision. And this vision is beautifully represented in a story. The protagonist is Arjuna, a successful fellow, skilled archer, a prince, handsome guy. He has everything that you can I would desire to have. And he, at the moment of reckoning, finds himself small. Because he is small, he is not able to escape from suffering, sorrowful. And he says, Krishna, something is wrong somewhere. I've slogged for all this, and today I find myself sorrowful. What's the problem? Krishna smiles. You have come on track. So there are various fellows. Krishna says this. Then there's a qualified fellow called Shvetaketu who comes with a string of degrees to his father and he says this. Father says, did you read something which will free you from sorrow? I don't think my teachers knew it. Look at the arrogance. And he said, Father, is there something like that? Adihi Bhagavad, please teach me, oh Father. Become my guru. And the guru comes and finally says, Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. That awareful being which has illegitimate, which has dismissed sorrow is Tat Tvam Asi. Such a beautiful explanation. 8-year-old boy asks Yama. Yama says, oh my God, what a person you are. What a person, you should read that someday. I don't know. The Guru's blessings, maybe we will study that. Phenomenal. In your life, have you had a moment of reckoning? Do you feel? If you have had a moment of reckoning, good fortune. Good fortune. Have you been together? Has has all the pain and has the disappointments brought you together? Has it brought you to inquire? If it has brought you to inquire, please understand the moment of reckoning is here. If it has brought you to inquire, hey, what's going on in this equation? You are there. You're already there. You're already there. All I did is expose myself to the pramana. Pramana means of knowledge. I have to expose myself to the pramana. How do I expose myself? Shravanam, listen. After listening, my ears have become pure. What will happen? The ears will go to some another rishi and you will remain same old fellow. Mananam, reflect, think. That is the practical use. Think, how can I apply this in my real life? I am going through this pain. How do I apply? I am going through this situation. How do I apply? Think. As you do Shravanam, Mananam, Shravanam, Mananam, Shravanam, Mananam, you will say, that is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Everything is in consciousness. Everything is awareness. In Nididhyasanam, you will say, I am consciousness. I am awareness. Everything is in me. It is the dialogue here. You will not go out in the public say, I am here. Everything is here. They will lock you up for COVID illness or some other illness. A growth, a beautifully grown up person. You grow up from a small, insignificant person. Understand, oh my God, I am a significant person. But oh, come on, man. I am the significant being. I am the only significant being. There is one significant being reflecting through all the forms here. The gold, all of us are various forms of jewelry. Sarva Atma Bhavana. It can happen here and now, provided the instrument of knowing is ready. So we have two types. One, get the instrument of knowing ready by reordering your priorities, by questioning your priorities, moving from PER to M. Because PER will weaken you. See, the mind is a powerful, it's like a, it's like a erima, it's in the lava inside the volcano. What you see is there's a huge iceberg inside. And if such a powerful instrument is used for PER, it will create more turbulence. It is like wanting to blow a candle on a stormy night, you take it outside. You are taking it out in a stormy night. If you are going to use the entire potential of your mind, Antakarana, for PER, it is like invoking a typhoon. It is invoking a typhoon for something very small. You have to transport one laptop from here to Bangalore. You are hiring a 30-foot container. Stupidity. So, if you are going to invoke the power of your mind to do PER, it is stupidity. And you will cause more turbulence to yourself. So, at the role level, I move from PER to M. As I move to M, the instrument of knowing becomes clearer, clearer, clearer. I don't have to clean the mirrors anymore. This gets cleaned. Mala, Vikshepa get cleaned. And in that clean mind, consciousness is reflected as it is. Consciousness, Ananda Swarupa, Purna Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa is reflected as it is. And that is called moksha. You don't have to wait. It is not an experience. It is not an event. If it's an experience, please understand there is an experiencer, a person who knows the experience. Therefore, it's not an experience. It is cognitively claiming the real you. If this is clear, everything else is clear. If this is not clear, we are working. We're all enlightened people, no problem. All of you are smart people. That's why a small group studies. There are hundreds outside waiting to watch today's match. And virtual boxes are belong to all fun. Everything is fun. It's all fun. But if you understand what it does and what it does for you and what it does not do for you, you're smart. Live intelligently. Live a conflict-free life. Live abiding in knowledge. Live abiding. This should be, thumbs up should be the morning thing in your mind. Rama. What is Rama? Clarity of vision, sound and deep understanding of right and wrong, uncompromising when it comes to truth. Nobody can shake you. Nobody can shake you. There is no room for anxiety. There is no room for despair. And you have a lot of capacity to handle pain. The moment you stand up straight, anything illegitimate will fall. The moment you become accommodative, everything becomes problem. Ramanavami means that. Stand straight. Learn to stand straight. Rama means these three things should come to me. Three things. Clarity of vision, depth of understanding of right and wrong, uncompromising when it comes to truth. You think right, you speak right, you act right. Your destiny, you can manifest the destiny you want. What is the destiny you want? Please, every one of you, tonight, please write down, okay? This is the destiny I want in my life. A human being has so much power that this destiny can be manifest. You can manifest, but first write it down, okay? After write it down, you say, this is what I want. And I assure you will manifest it. Please write it. So I thought on the occasion of Ramanavami, because somebody triggered this question, I wanted to answer. So before I go into Vasansi, Jirnani and all this, I can easily complete this, not a big deal. Completing a text is not a big deal. But I have gone through the text, but has the text gone through me? Sir, I have studied, sir. There's a fellow who has studied all 18 chapters, he has studied all the Upanishads, he has studied all the Prakarana, Apara. Now I have started studying the basic book again. It is like after completing PhD, he wants to go to learn nursery rhymes also all over again. Somewhere he has lost his goal. Somewhere something says. Let somewhere something never go missing in our lives. राह में भटक नहीं जाना. A very nice song I once heard. They say, in the song he says, I'm returning home. I was coming back home. When I was returning home, my aim was to return before sunset, but I got diverted. Therefore, he says, Raste mein ho gayi sham, kisi se haaye dil ko laga ke, muft huए badnaam. A nice old film song. But look at the philosophy. This Raste mein ho gayi sham. I did not come home before sunset because I got dil laga ke. I got enamored by all the shopping complexes and window dressings. Window dressing out of nothing there. No content. Only mannequin. Nothing there. That is called Vivekam. And if I know, there is nothing there, I should keep away from it. Vairagyam. If these two things are strong, raste mein nahi hogi sham. Bhatkenge nahi rahi. These are the things we have to keep in mind. Okay? So it's a wonderful, I'm so happy this thought process came. I'm so happy to that young man who raised this question. If he had not raised this question, I would have never tried to answer this. So I have to answer myself this way. We're spending valuable time. We are, remember, investing. Remember this word very clearly. You are investing. What are you investing? Heart. Okay? You are investing heart. You are investing time. You are investing energy. Ask yourself a question. Am I investing it is in meaningful something? Will it make a difference to my life? Will it help me stand straight? Will it help me bigger than the challenges of life? Will it help me lead an emotionally independent life? If the answer to all this is yes, never ever miss Atma Jnana classes, whether taught by me or taught by anybody else. I don't teach. I only reflect what my guru taught. I am happy. So many years ago, I met Swamiji and started learning. I'm so blessed. I was a newly married person. My wife said, "You're going to Swamiji? May I also come with you?" So if you are blessed that way, please count your blessings. Count your blessings now. There's so many small things, but count your blessings if you have this as a clarity of vision. Ask yourself this question. And if yes, then I will invest in this area because the return on investment is going to be much bigger. Yes, do invest in PER and things like that. Please do invest. Otherwise, you'll become a dry, boring person. Do invest in PER. Understand the limitations of that investment. Please understand in small letters it will be written there. Investment is mutual funds is subject to market risk. Everywhere they would have written. And they will say it very fast. Mutual fund investment is subject to market risk. Fast so that you don't understand. But he will say, your money will become 3 times. Next time he'll say, but subject to market. Because what happened tomorrow, your money may disappear. So what is good for you will be said very fast. What is not good for you will be slow. So please do invest in mutual fund. Sorry, invest in PER. But understand it is subject to market risk. It is subject to 3 doshas. Atriptikaram, Sukha Dukkha Mishritatvam, Bandikaram. Understand these are the problems of that investment. Go ahead and invest. If you want to value in self-pity, please put all your investment there. Then don't come and say, God has not done this, therefore I will not do puja to God. Don't do. By not doing puja to God, God is not affected at all. You are affected, your progeny will be affected. You will give birth to Asuras. Luckily, Hiranyakashipu gave birth to Prahlada. If there are people at home who say, I don't believe in God, tell them, I pray that may believe come. Even I don't believe in God. I know God. Tell them, do you believe in God? No, I don't believe in God. Who wants to believe in God? That means he is there or he is not there. There is no question of me believing. I know there is God. How do I know God? That I am is proof enough that there is God. Did you ever have a great-grandfather? You don't say, I believe I had a great-grandfather. That you are is proof enough that you are a great-grandfather. You didn't tapka file like Avatar Purusha. That I am, that things are working in order is proof enough that Ishvara is there. There is no question of Ishvara. Where Ishvara is nowhere, split it. Ishvara is now here. Split it. If people at home, youngsters in particular, feel like that, you should know how to handle it. We should know how to handle it. If your behavior should make them change, your sense of gratitude, the way you live your life should exude so much that they'll say, yeah, something is different with this fellow. Why not follow? So that's important. So on this beautiful occasion, it is all in the Bhagavad Gita, only we will chant the verses. We'll resume chanting and the next verse, Vasam Sijir. I want you to reflect on this. Invest. Okay, apart from all this, okay, I'm not selling these books at all. Please buy a nice little notebook like this, okay? And write down what you have understood. The language, it keeps reading it again and again and again. That's how it becomes your knowledge. That's how it becomes your knowledge. It's for you. It says you are the cosmic whole. Now understand, is it worth studying this? Oh, I invoke Krishna's blessings on all of you, Rama's blessings on all of you. May this be very clear. Clarity of vision, Look at the picture itself, clarity of vision, depth of understanding. இதை வச்சுதான் காப்பி அடிச்சிருக்காரு சிலுவைய. Siluva is a copy of this. Clarity of vision, depth of right and wrong, uncompromised. Good enough. I am happy doing this. I have got no problem. He has problem doing Rama. I don't have a problem. Clarity of vision, depth of understanding of right and wrong, uncompromising in truth. Ishvara will come and live in your house. He will say, this is my house. This is where I want to live. Ishvara does not have a place to stay. He has created the whole universe. He has no place to stay. But if this is your house, he will come and stay there. That is called bringing Ishvara into your life. Abiding in knowledge. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha gobrahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samastha sviro bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasyashalini desho yam shobarahitah brahmana santu nirbhaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya om purnamada purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnamevavasishyate om shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai, sab santon ki jai, Swami Dayanand Maharaj ki jai, Naman Bhagwan ki jai, Panchame Swami ki jai, Bajranga Bali ki jai. Jai Ho, Jai Ho. Yeah, is there any questions? I can handle.
Uncle, it was a nice session.
Thank you.
Yeah, good summarization
Good.
of the whole thing.
Invest it in your life.
Yeah.
Invest.
Yeah.
Double your investment.
Thank you.
Double your investment in this. Assure you.
Thank you.
Assure
Thank you for helping us on that.
The quality of your life will be different. Not only for you, for the people living with you. Much after I am gone, much after this body is gone, your happiness will percolate into your family. 7 generations will be best. 3 generations up, 3 generations down. If you are one person who is able to live in this ananda, the ananda it moves upwards and downwards and sideways. So it clears 3 generations up, 3 generations down, and purifies the entire area around you. All the people who come in touch with you will get infected by ananda. They will. Your ananda can change the world. It can change your world. First, it can change your world. If you are good enough, it can change the whole world. So invest, double your investment, and see the growth happening all around. This way we all grow anyway. Let this growth. Om Jai Ho.